Joining me now is political analyst and owner and president of Klink Campaigns, Matt Klink. Matt, good afternoon.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Good to have you here. Listen, Vice President J.D. Vance is leading this team, and we know he was not a big fan of U.S. involvement with this conflict in the first place. Why do you think the president would choose Vance to send him on these historic peace negotiations?
Well, it gives the president a little bit of distance between himself and any ultimate negotiation that takes place. And this is a good role for the vice president if he wants to be the standard bearer for the Republican Party in 2028. These are the kind of heavy lifting things that he needs to do and do well. Although I have to admit, it's a really tough assignment for anyone. So the bar is set very high here.
Matt, if these talks don't prove successful, who has more to lose? Vice President, who is likely to run for president in the next election, or President Trump?
Well, I think that there will be blame to be cast all the way around. But I mean, look, the Iranians have a long history of being very, very tough negotiators and also of trying to just drag on and delay things over and over. And so that, frankly, they just exhaust everybody. Donald Trump has the ultimate cudgel to hold over them, is that he can just reactivate the American military and we continue to take out targets. But it is causing a lot of problems from a global oil perspective, and it's also hurting the U.S. domestically.
And that's what the question I have for you there, Matt. It is clear that military might has definitely helped to put things where they are. But does that military might mean that we're winning?
Well, I think it depends on how you define winning. There is no doubt militarily that we have radically weakened the Iranian regime. They've lost their entire top tier of leadership, which even creates some doubt as to if the parliamentary speaker negotiating with J.D. Vance right now, if he even has the authority to cut a deal. But then again, America does not lose wars militarily. We lose them politically because the other party involved usually targets the party in power, and the American public, they just don't like to be involved in military action.
And we did hear the commander-in-chief. We know he talked about no more forever wars, and we know that J.D. Vance stood on that. In fact, that's one of the reasons so many of his supporters thought that Mr. Trump would be the right way to go.
And I think that they still do believe that, at least Republicans do by and large. The world and America will be a far safer place with a weakened Iran. However, it remains to be seen if a negotiated solution to this military engagement is possible, or if the U.S. and Israel just need to pound Iran into submission.
And I know that you can't get inside the president's head there, but are you thinking that possibly he's wishing he had not torn up that peace agreement originally put in place by Obama?
No, the Obama agreement, by most accounts, other than the most loyal Democratic supporters, was a bad one. Iran would have a bomb right now under the Obama agreement. It didn't allow us to inspect military sites. It had a lot of real big problems. The only way that the Iran is ever going to be brought to heel is through direct force. They don't respect negotiations if you look historically at the country. So while Donald Trump did the heavy lifting, and it is proving to be a lot more difficult than I think he probably thought, it ultimately was the right thing to do, and it just remains to be seen if the solution is diplomatic or military.
There was a tweet from the IRG a couple of weeks ago that still kind of haunts me, talking about President Trump when he said that we will bring Iran to its knees. And he said something, and I'm paraphrasing here, threats from a country that is 250 years old is Hollywood delusion, where you're talking about a civilization that has been around for 6,000 years. Matt.
Well, I think he may be right about the length of Iran as a civilization, but the mullahs have only been in power since 1979. So I think that is pure propaganda from the IRGC, and they've proven to be very good at that. But again, propaganda doesn't bring back 13,000 military targets or the supreme leader who was killed.
Matt, I've got less than 10 seconds. Are you optimistic about the negotiations happening right now?
No, I'm not. History is on my side that these negotiations will go nowhere.
Matt Klink, thank you again for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.